Hello and welcome to another video related to Introduction to Engineering Design 2, that is IE 202. This video is related to project selection criteria for this particular course. In this semester, because we have many new sections, on average in the past, the number of sections for IE 202 have been around 13, 14, 15 in some cases, not more than that. But this semester they are 31. And for that reason, we have many new instructors who are teaching this course for the first time, and also the number of students have increased many folds. I have been receiving questions regarding project selection criteria from many sections, and it was becoming quite difficult for me to reply to each and every question. So I thought to create a small introductory video. So how to create or generate project idea and what type of ideas we are actually recommending. So when we have to select our ideas, there are three filters which our idea has to pass. Filter 1. So suppose our idea passes through filter 1, which is actually the most difficult filter. Then we pass the idea through the second filter, then we pass through the third filter. Once our idea is passed through three filters, then we can actually say that this project is okay to go ahead. Students can work on it. At the end of the semester, we have an engineering design day in every semester where we present our best of the best projects. So in this video, I will also explain that what is the selection process or criteria. And this become more important this semester because now we have so many sections and the competition will be very, very extreme, very high. The third thing is that our project should be aligned with the Vision 2030. And also the reason is that there are many national and international competitions where our students are taking part and they are winning very big prizes and they are a big name for the university. And especially for the national competitions, projects which are aligned with Vision 2030 have higher chances to get selected. So this is the most important. I have been explaining to students in my class and also from other sections that what actually we are looking for. So starting from this side, you can see so imagine the project is entering from here, is passing through filter number 1. Once it is successful, it has to go through the second filter and then it has to go to the third filter. The first filter is the most important one, which says do it here. Now the question is that how we got this idea, do it here. In the past, a few years ago, there have been committees from the university who used to come to our engineering design days, and then they used to select the projects. You know that we have IE 201, we have our senior projects, so they used to select the projects. And we found out that the selection frequency for IE 202 was not that high, which always made us think that what is the reason why our projects are not being selected in majority. So what we did was that we arranged a meeting with some of the higher ups who are basically responsible for this selection criteria, for this selection process, to ask them what they look for in a project before they select it. So there was a meeting about an hour or so. But in my case, when I summarize the whole meeting in one word or one sentence, that means do it here. And I will explain what does do it here mean. And there are some video examples at the end of this, more or less the presentation is definitely a video, but you will see some examples in this presentation and also at the end of this particular presentation. The second one is business friendly. Is this idea can be sold, and can it become profit to us? And also, is it cost effective? Is the project idea uh, expensive or cheap? Okay, let's think about the first one, which is more important. I said, do it here. Do it here mean, can our project be presented totally in front of our audiences? So on the table, for example, the students are sitting on the celebration day, they are on their computers, on their tables, and the instructors or other guests can come and ask them the question, okay, what is your project? Where is your prototype? Please show us the demonstration. So can we demonstrate our project completely? The project should not be a simulation, it should not be a model, and it should not be an outside problem, because those problems cannot be fully demonstrated unless or until the problem is really 2030 vision problem, and we can still demonstrate it very closely to what exactly we want to achieve. And also the size, because only for international competitions, usually when we travel with our products or our prototypes, if a prototype is heavy or too large or complex, this is very difficult to take our products with us, especially on the aeroplane. Let me give you some examples which do not pass this filter. Do it here. For example, parking solution. We have seen many parking problems in the past. And one thing I have to tell here is that also that too much repetition of the projects is not good either. And the dignitaries, like people who come from the top ups, like our vice dean, our dean, department heads, and other people, you come when they come. And they are actually coming to see our projects every semester. And if they see the things repeated again and again and again and again, human nature, we get bored up, and it appears that we are running out of ideas, or maybe we are not putting more efforts to bring better ideas, new ideas as a team, as a student as well as instructors. So for example, parking problem, all these 4 problems you are seeing here, they are very much repeated ones, and also they cannot pass do it here. For example, parking solution. Now parking is something outside. If we are creating a solution for parking, we have to take actually our examiners to the parking, the real parking, then bring the real cars and show our system working in real time. If we create a small model and then bring it here and put the small cars and a small thing, this become like a simulation or like a small model. And usually the people who come and watch it, they tend not to believe on the reality of that particular system. Also, those who come to select our projects, the people who are basically, they are the one who are responsible for project selection. They also tell us that this sort of solutions they don't like either, or they don't trust on. Similarly, the traffic problem, the traffic is outside, the roads are outside, our the red, blue and green, the control lights are also outside, traffic lights are also outside. Even though if the problem is very interesting and it has a lot of things involved in it, people tend not to believe in it, because this is not something in real we can demonstrate. And also some problem which are very repeated, like blind stick, wheelchair. Okay, even a blind stick, a person who is demonstrating is not really blind, so he cannot actually demonstrate unless we have a blind person and we get that stick on him and then get his real feedback in front of people. It become like a problem which is, we are trying to, some way simulate it, which is not correct to the people who are the judges who are coming to, select our projects. Also the wheelchairs, usually these wheelchairs are in the hospitals, and the hospital environment and the situation is totally different. If you try to show it in front of examiners or in the classroom somewhere and try to show, it is not fully demonstratable. And in the past we have seen many projects involving like sensors. We have this rubbish bins alarm system. For example, a rubbish bin outside in my city, in my street. Imagine if we put a sensor there, will this sensor be okay in 40 of, usually the temperatures in the kingdom is on the hotter side. And is it a really big problem? So the sensor is getting signal from as the rubbish bin are filled. Now this sensor sends a signal to the Baladia, then Baladia sends. This is all outside. If I create a model inside, I mean, it is hard to trust, because we are not demonstrating anything in real sense, in real time. So these sort of projects do not pass the filter, do it here, and also the filter. We are not very much strict on the repetition. If a project come in a repetition, but it comes in some sort of high improvement or little bit better than the previous model, we can still accept it. But if they are in this sort of category, we tend not to accept it. Now let's go to projects which are the actually international winners. This project which I'm showing you right now is one of the projects which was a winner in Germany, I think so. And what this project is, people who are familiar with the cameras and filmmaking and photography, usually in the market we have camera bodies, like a body, you can see the Lumix body, and we have some sort of lens attached. So we can actually have multiple lenses. We can attach one lens for one purpose, another lens for another purpose, like this. Now one of the problem is that the Canon cameras, which are very old ones, they have the bodies and the lenses. Their lenses are very cheap. But their bodies are mostly photo specific. They do not have good video qualities. Like if we want to record, let's say, high HD videos or 4K videos or even 8K videos with many different, the frame rate and technologies, those bodies are not very good, but their lenses are okay. On the contrary, if we go into the Panasonic one, this is the Panasonic Lumix body. This has all the qualities. It has 4K, it has 8K, it has full HD, it has different frames, it has many options. But the problem with this sort of cameras are that their lenses are very expensive. So Panasonic lenses are very expensive. So if I buy, for example, this one is costing me 1,000 real, lens might cost me 3,000 real. So imagine, it's almost 3 times or 2 times, depending on the lens and what type of work we are doing. So is it possible that we can actually use a body from Panasonic and connect it to a Canon lens? Usually Canon lens mount is not fit here. It will not fit here. Canon lens mount is only to fit the lens on the top of the Canon body. So the students come up with an idea that they will create some sort of adapter. On one side it can connect to the Canon lens, and other side can be connected to the Panasonic body. Now these things, actually you can see that this particular device here, or you can see like a adapter or a connector, they created through using SolidWorks software, which all the students know, and then they created it in the 3D using 3D printing, and also with the aluminum, because 3D printing was a little bit softer, or sometimes they cannot hold heavier lens. So this one was a big success, and I remember that when they were presenting this in the engineering design day, and when the selectors came, the project selector, they asked the question, okay, I don't have a Canon lens, but I have a Nikon lens. What can I do? So they said, okay, we can create another one for Nikon. And they created a similar adapter for the Nikon, and now they have 2 adapters. So they had a body, they have this. So now they can demonstrate this exactly without having any simulation. So when the selectors, they came, they said, okay, look, this is the body. Now this is the Canon lens. It doesn't fit here. Now let's connect this one over here. They connect it, then they connect this one here, and then they ask them, okay, stand in front of us, and then they created short video and short photo. Everything was 100% correct. And this project was, simple. It passes all the filter. It is, cheaper, it is simple, it is not involving too much budget, it can be marketized, it can have lot of business. And I remember that after we presented this idea, 2-3 years later, I saw a lot of commercial companies started making this sort of thing. So imagine if student would have patented this and created it their own, probably they would be earning a lot of business out of it. Very easy to create and very easy to deal with. So this is one of the examples. Let's see another one. Now look at, sometimes we have a problem. In most of the cases, if ever we have a laptop, in our laptops we have a charger and we connect it to our laptop. And usually in my office, when I use my laptops, my charger keeps on connecting. It is always connected with my phone or with my laptop. So the batteries, when they get overcharged and overheated, the batteries can get damaged and it can cause us money and loss. So is there any way? Usually what you should do, that when our battery gets charged up to 100% or 99%, we should disconnect the charge. And it is manual thing, but we can forget and it's a hassle. So some student, one of our team, they created an adapter like this, which has a it has a Bluetooth technology, which was actually connecting to your laptop and getting all the signal information about the battery. When the battery goes to 20% or 19%, the adapter will actually switch on the charger. And when it goes to 99% or say 90%, whatever setting you do, it will disconnect. So it's like an automatic disconnect without putting the user into any hassle or remembrance. This was very cheap product. This was one of the winners in the local competition, and the product did not cost more than 200-300 real, and it was very basic and can be demonstrated completely. It is not a model, it is not a simulation, it is exactly what we claim, what our objectives are, and it is doing exactly what we are doing, and we can demonstrate when the people come on our booth or our table, and we can show them perfectly. So that's example number 2. At the end of this presentation slides, I will also show you some projects, so please don't forget to watch them. The second thing is business friendly. So why we create ideas? When we create ideas, because we want to sell it. Idea is more important, as Einstein said, idea is more important than the solution. If I have a brilliant idea and if I have funds or money, I can invest it, I can hire the best of the best engineers or scientists from all over the world, pay them best salaries, and they can come and do it for me. But the thing is the idea. Is our idea brilliant? Because idea is sold out, and all businessmen wants these ideas to be sold and get the maximum profit out of this. A businessman will always look for the idea which give them less investment and more advantage and more profit. If there is no profit, people will be reluctant to get into this. Now, ideas should not be always very high tech, like having Arduino or Raspberry Pi and having a lot of electronics or a lot of software programming. Sometimes ideas can be very simple, but are they profitable? Are they, giving us something really very interesting? So this is what exactly we should look for. And I usually ask my students just one question. I say, put hand on your heart and tell me, if you have 1 million real and you have to start a business and you have to create a product, will you invest that money in the project you are now suggesting? 99.9% they say no. So that means the project does not qualify for being approved based on this particular filter. So the next thing is that what idea we have to bring. I gave example for the projects which pass through do it here, like that Canon and Nikon lens and body, and also the adapter. Look, they are very cheap one, and I give you some examples here. In the past, we have seen these clackers. You just take in your hand and you say, you up and down, cluck, 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 cluck. So I remember even when I was going to coronation, going out with my kids and family, I was also addicted to this. So I went and did some research, and I found out that the creator or the guy who created this idea and business earned a lot of money just by giving this simple thing to the users. You see, it doesn't have anything involved, no Arduino, no electronic, nothing complex, but very simple. But playing with the psyche of the human, looking at the users, what user want, what type of user they can have, and then they put this idea into the market. On the other side here, you can see this frigid, you put on your finger and spin, and it will show you some colors and some text and all this. And I remember I was also addicted to this, and lot of students, lot of people, especially the kids, they were using these things, and they were earning a lot of money. It's all just mechanical device, you can see, and very simple, and it is giving a lot of advantage to, or the profit to the guy who has created this idea. And another idea is Uber, you see, coming out of some university students. They just created an app, I think few hundred or maybe some $1,000 they invested into the system. Neither the car is there, nor the passenger is there. Car is mine, passenger is someone else. They're only giving you that backup, software and some sort of, operational, systems through the software system, backup system. But look, they have become billionaires. Simple idea. And you see, they have invested a minimum amount of money to get the maximum amount of advantage. So the main concept is that the idea has to be very, very, unique. And we know that in one of our lecture, we go through that triangle where there is a client, there is a designer, and there is a user. So we have to look into this, that the users, what type of users we have, does our project actually giving us a lot of profit. Now, at the end of the semesters, once all the projects have been presented to the instructors in the classroom on the celebration or final exam day, we are usually asked by the administration to provide them about 14 projects to be presented in the aisles down here in our electrical ECE department, because they cannot put more than 14 tables. This time we had more tables, about 18, because projects were going higher, more and more quantity. And usually 14 projects mean that we might have 14 sections, both male and female. So imagine, it was almost on average, we could have one project from one section. Now this semester we are having 31 sections. So imagine, if we cannot present 31 projects, which I don't think so, the competition will become very high. So what will we do is, usually we ask our instructors to select the best project or projects out of their sections. In the past, we used to have a model where we take one project from every section and just present them, so that all the instructors and all the section take part. But we found out with the passage of time that in that case, we will not necessarily always getting the best projects out, because some section might have all projects brilliant, and some section probably have all the projects on a normal or medium level. So just presenting just one, it means that we are not giving, the priority to the projects which are really, demonstrable. So to avoid that, we follow a rule where a instructor can give us as many projects as possible. So if instructor think that 2 projects of one section should be presented or should be, going for the next level of competition, they will just forward it to the coordinator. In your case, it's me. So you should forward it to me. And then whatever projects we get, so for example, 31 sections, and each instructor gives me 2 projects or 3 projects. So you see, I will get about 70-80 projects. These 70 or 80 projects, now then they will be inserted into a Excel file, and we send this one to all the instructors to grade them. But instructors will not grade their own projects. For more clarity, to be more honest with everyone, we don't grade our own projects, but we grade the other projects based on the same criteria, this criteria. And based on that, we get some marks out of, say, 10 or 15, and then aggregate them. And then based on that, the top, say, if we have to present 20 projects, so the top 20 projects are selected. We also see the next 5 projects in the list, who are the next 5, and keep it as a backup, because sometime on the presentation day, some student might have a technical problem, or some people say, sorry, we cannot present because some members are not there, or we missed our prototype somewhere, or our poster is not there, something like this. So we keep it as a backup. Then these 20 projects are presented, where our members from GCU, General Course Unit, and also the dignitaries and our professors, dean, vice dean, a lot of people who they come and they have a look. And then there is another competition there, where we usually select top 3 projects from the male section and top 2 or top 3 from the female section. And usually certificates are awarded, and some other sort of awards are there for the students and instructors. And then these top 3 projects are kept by me or by the professors. And when we are asked from the university that there is a competition, suppose in coming in the North Korea or South Korea, or some in Germany, or in Switzerland, in Geneva, then we actually contact those students and ask them to come and take your project from us, improve on that, and go. And usually they win their competition in national and international. So, and one thing I have to mention here, that all the prototypes and all the data, the posters, the students should give it to the instructor. Instructor should keep them either in the classroom or in their office. We should not return to them, rather we have to keep them. So now, for those particular competitions which will go outside our university, which projects are, we think that they have more probability to win if they are aligned with Vision 2030, because this sort of competition are coming from different ministries, and these ministries are also aligned with Kingdom of Saudi Arabia Vision 2030. So if our projects are aligned with the vision, we have more chances to get these national big awards, because they want the project which can be commercialized, which can help people in a way which Vision 2030 is telling us or is suggesting us to do. This Vision 2030 actually has a website, and I will show you this website, and also I will provide you with a link where you can actually download a PDF. This is available in both Arabic and English version. You can download and read quickly and see what are the ahdaf, what are the objectives the kingdom is trying to achieve in the Vision 2030. So last month, one of my teams, they have a project called OMQ related to the miners, to saving the lives of miners. And the project, because people can say that mining is outside, but the mining are basically zigzag. So they actually demonstrated their project in the aisles here in the university, making exact the same situation as inside the zigzag mines. And they showed this. So they were the top 3 winners from our engineering design day. Then they went to South Korea. They won a very big prize over there. And now in Riyadh, they won this first prize. They are our students from IE202, a big honor for all of us. And this was a future mineral conference there. So it is always an honor for all of us, and chance for all the students and the professors and the teams to get to this sort of competition. And to be honest, nowadays the kingdom is moving in the right direction, and they are giving a lot of opportunities to the professors and the engineers and the students and the scientists to take part in such competition. And they are supporting us with a lot of money, a lot of technical support. And this semester, I expect that we will have more projects, we will have more ideas, more brilliant projects, 31 section. Let's hope for the best, and I hope we will produce better concepts. One other thing I would like to mention here, that usually our projects are electromechanical. Electromechanical mean they are either electronics or mechanical parts or some computer or software or AI. But we don't get projects from other departments more frequently, like nuclear department, from the aerospace, and from the suppose chemical department, civil department. In my 2 sections, I have actually got some projects from nuclear now, and some from chemical. And I suggest all the students and instructors to also think like that when the projects ideas are coming. Are we multidisciplinary? multidisciplinary is better in many ways. So that will also give us a better options and better competition, upcoming competitions, and we will produce better ideas. If you have any questions or comments, please send in the comment section down in the video. You can also contact me if there is something which is not totally clear to you. I hope it is clear, but if it is not, you can still send your comments and I will try to respond to them. And also in person, you can also have a meeting with me. I want to give you one website here, which I just mentioned to you. Let's go first to the Saudi Vision 2030. If you go to saudivision.com.sa, this is the English website. You can see that basically here they are giving a very brilliant, outlook about what actually the kingdom is looking for, what is their actually vision, what are the strategies, what they are looking for, especially for the economy, for the many things you can see here. If you go and just Google directly that, I Google just the Saudi Vision 2030 Vision PDF. So when I said PDF, I just went to this link and here you can see this PDF file is available. It has 85 pages and you can see, mashallah, here our great leaders are basically showing us a good way how can we get into the future with 2030 and what are the goals and objectives and what actually they want to achieve. I would request and I would recommend everyone, students and instructors, to please read this. This will be good for us, even for instructors, because we are doing a lot of research work as well, and if our research is also aligned with this, is also good. Usually the projects are funded which are aligned with 2030 and we should do the same with our students. So this is one thing, and I want to give you another example that 6 months ago one of my teams, they actually won this Saudi Space Agency competition. Saudi Space Agency is basically a very new agency in the kingdom, and they have a lot of options for us, for the projects, for many fields over here. So we were actually there was a competition in which we have to create a small satellite called called a CubeSat satellite, and these CubeSats are very small satellites in the lower orbits, and there were lots of thousands of projects competition, and we actually won. We were in the top 50, then we were in the top 15, but we could not qualify for the last top 10. But it was a big competition, and if you go here, you can see in the initiatives, look, there are Madak, this is Abad, this is Biogravity, Debris, and Space Academy. You can see how many competitions are there. I would suggest students and also the instructors, please go here and see what actually they are trying to tell us, what are they trying to get out of it, and look at the titles and topics. Can we do projects based on these topics? And if our projects are, say, providing real solution, you see, is it something we can do also? Because this will also give our students a better choice and options to get into the future for their future jobs and also their projects, and they can take actually these projects to the senior design level and improve and make something out of it. So these competitions are actually running. You can see last few days ago I saw somebody told me about this. So here you can see the debris, the dust and the dirt coming to the skies. Can we do something? Yes, I know these are all outside problems, but not always. I have discussed this in detail with my students, and I have explained that most of these projects can be shown directly rather than just having a simulation. So I would suggest you to get into this sort of thing. There are other competition coming on robotics and those things, but this is just to give you an idea. So based on all this, I hope that things become clear to the instructors as well as especially the new instructors, and also to the students. And I will also now, after this, I will give you some projects, 2 projects which do not pass Do It Here, and then I will show you 2-3 other projects which pass this Do It Here thing, and this will make you even more clear. So here is the sample of one of the projects. I just want to make clear that this is not to demean or having some emotions against a project. All the projects are equally good and they are done by the students as engineering projects. It's just to give you an idea that here there is a project. The project you can see is to do something to deal with the traffic or to do something on the roads on the car. So you can see there are some of the cars here, and there are probably some of the detectors where if the car moves from here, the detector can see and give some messages to the system or whatever. Now you can see that this project is an outside project because we are not on the real roads, we are not in a real situation, rather it's a small model. So this sort of things, even if we demonstrate everything, this is not exactly the demonstration which should be happening on a street or on a real scenario. So one thing would be if it is an industrial project done by a company, they will actually take the client or the users to this particular location outside city somewhere, and then they demonstrate it in the real time. Then that demonstration will be considered as the real complete demonstration. But demonstrating something inside here, we have found out that people ask many questions and they are tentative, don't feel like trusting this thing. Similarly, another project you can see over here. This is probably something to do with a traffic lighting. You can see here the traffic light. Probably this is being operated by a solar thing. And if as students you have to demonstrate this thing inside here in the room. We don't have sun anyway. So this again is an outside problem. It is very difficult to demonstrate this one inside here. Though the designing and everything is okay, but this is a miniature model. And probably this is maybe an ambulance, and they are trying to do something for this particular ambulance just to make it sure that it doesn't get stuck. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but this is just to show you that this is like a model, and these models usually we do not recommend to our students, because students might do this, but when they demonstrate, especially in the competitions, they are being asked many questions from the professionals, and usually they tend not to believe in it because this is not a real demonstration unless we go on a road and then put everything in the real thing the way it should be, and then people might be believing. Now let me show you some of the projects which can be fully demonstrated by the students. And these are the projects which we usually suggest our students to follow. So for example, let's see here. This is basically a Wi-Fi antenna. This is a Wi-Fi disk antenna which can receive signals from a long distance, usually in kilometers. And usually in our homes, if we are using mobile free internet, the mobile free internet is not available everywhere in the city. So suppose if you are away from a tower and you want to receive it at your home free of cost, take this and put on your roof, and then you can see here is a connector here. You can see the connector. I can connect a cable from here. This cable can go into your computer, and with the adapter you can receive, you can just turn it on, and then you can receive your signals directly from wherever it is, and by just moving the direction toward whichever the direction you are, you can get a signal from very long distance. So this project does not need any simulation, it does not need any model. This is complete product, and this can be used by the users. They are low cost, they are very simple, but the idea is very good. They also left some of the space here, because the more number of disks here, more number of disks mean more range, more directivity, more range. We can even still add more. So they left some space for the future improvement as well. So this is one of the examples. Another project example is this wristband, which can be worn by the electrical or electricians, I would say, who are going to work on high power electrical lines. Sometimes they do not have meters to to gauge to how much the voltage is there, and people, the workers can die because of electric shock. And we cannot go, very close to the lines which are, very have a lot of power. So you can actually wear this on your hand like this. I can wear it on my hands. So the workers can actually wear this on the hand like this. And you see, if I take it closer to some, you see some electrical things, you can see it is. So it is telling us that there is an electromagnet here. Be careful, don't go close to this. So you can see this is actually blinking and telling us there is something wrong is happening here. So this sort of device also does not need any outside simulation. The whole product or project is in my hands. So this is another example. A third example of a good project is this project. You can see this is basically a complete digital camera. This camera actually, if used professionally in a conference or in a hall where the presentations are taking place, or you want to go live directly on a computer, this one has this ability that can be connected directly to the Wi-Fi without cable, without OBS software, anything, and you can go on live on YouTube and other social media platforms. Now this camera has been created totally from the base up to here by the students. You can see a 3D box, and then they have these ports down there. We can connect, from outside cables, can take the cable or data out of it. And the cameras from Canon or Nikon or Panasonic available in the market are very expensive to achieve this goal. But this camera can do this one. It's a limited budget, all the things which we wanted to actually do. The aim of the objective was that can we go into a conference or into a presentation or into a lecture and connect this camera and then get it live directly to the YouTube, rather than going through many complex cables and softwares. So this is again, no need to have a model. It is exactly the product which we want. So this is another good example. This is another project which is like a smart plug. This side of the plug will go in the wall over there like this, and then I can connect my laptop, one laptop over here and one laptop over here, and then I can connect this cable over here. You can see the cable here with the USB-C. This can go into my computer. Now this one actually can read the laptop battery health. So if my battery goes to 20% charge level, this system will automatically turn it on. And when I go to say 99%, this will automatically, it can actually handle two laptops. It will basically switch it off. So what we are actually doing over here is that we are actually trying to make sure that our laptops and its batteries are safe and we work for long time. And it also have the charging ports for your devices like your laptops or your iPhones or your Android phones or other gadgets or pads or devices. So you can see this project is very smart, low cost, have everything inside the pack, and it can do a very good job without getting into the modeling or anything. This is not a model. This is a real product which they can actually create and even sell in the market straight away. Nothing to do with the modeling or any other complex scenario where we are trying to simulate. Another good project in our previous semester was this TV antenna created by one of the teams. This is for the local TV. I know that in the cities now we have internets and we have other sources to watch TV, digital boxes, but if you go in the remote area, in the villages where people do not have internet, they rely only on the local TV. Like so in Saudi Arabia, we have 10 or 11 TV channels with sports and other things. So this can be used for people in the area which are far away from the cities, and they can receive this signal. Now you can see that this antenna has this We call it the director, the reflectors. One, two, three directors here. And this is okay within the city where the signal strength is very good. You don't want to receive signal from a far distance. Now, however, if the signal is little bit far and we want to go far, you can see they have created a modular design. Here is a modular. Instead of creating three different antenna, they have actually one antenna with this modular. So now they can actually connect it over here, and then you can see the total size or the length of the directors become very long compared to the other one. And then we can go, so for example, with this antenna, if we go to say 20 kilometers range, if you add this in front, you will go to maybe 50 kilometer. And then if we want to go even further, you can see there is another one here. You can actually connect this one and you can see how long it is. In some cases, students, when they went in the long region, they could get signals even from the other countries on the other side. So this is another project which can be completely shown, and that was demonstrated inside the classroom and also during the competition.